Yo, 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 what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So, before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So, shout out to everybody who is in the room. It's good to see each and every one of you all. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, then please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. And I'm going to shout out everybody who is in the building early. All right. We got Volvo 2 Love in the house. Shout out to you. We got Denise Nisi Scale. Shout out to Miss Nisi. We got Val Williams. Good to see you, Val. We got my man Wallow J. Shout out to you, bro. We got Brooklyn Queen 125. Good to see you. We got Leonard D. Yuta B1. Shout out to JD Informant. Black Manta 777 is in the building. Robin Ann Battle B1. Good to see you, Robin. All right. So that's what's good. That's what it is. Shout out to Shamika Gray. All right. Let's get it. How many of y'all heard about this? Now, this is something that is kind of annoying, counterintuitive to hear, maybe for some people, maybe not. Chinese lab crafts mutant C19 strain with 100% kill rate in humanized mice. Why would you do it? Why would you make that? Why would you do it? What's the point? You don't have nothing else to do, and then like you decide to go do that after the first one damn near gave the world a bunch of problems. Look at this. They crafted this. What was the point of them doing this? Chinese lab crafts a mutant C19 strain with 100% kill rate in humanized mice. Surprisingly, rapid death. Now, we already know that C19 can jump to humans. So now why are you going and making some damn crazy lethal one with 100% kill rate? Why would you make something like that? You know what I'm saying? Let's see what this is talking about right here. Okay, so we got a commercial coming up. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. We're trying to get this channel to 500 subs. It'll be there by the end of the year, but the sooner the better. So make sure that y'all help us do that by hitting that like, hitting those emoji at the bottom of the screen, and also sharing the stream to your social media. All right. Let me see. Hold on. So how long we gotta wait? This talking about we gotta wait 24 seconds, 22 seconds. Why are they having these ads so damn long these days? What y'all think? They trying to make more money? I ain't mad at them. That's why I be having all them ads playing while y'all watching my stream, trying to make that money. If them advertisers giving it away, I'm not about to let them keep it. I ain't about to let them keep it. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. All right, so let's see what they talking about. I bet you they got some music here. Of course. All right, so we're gonna turn that music off. Chinese scientists have created a mutant C19 strain that has 100% lethality rate in humanized mice. So my question for you all is, what do they mean when they say humanized mice? What are humanized mice? Does anybody know? What are humanized mice? So then it goes on to say, let's see what else it says. All of the mice infected with the virus died within 8 days after quickly losing weight, exhibiting a hunched posture, and moving extremely sluggishly. What does that sound like? Sounds like it kind of turned them into something. That's comforting. Yeah, I gotta agree. If you guys agree with DC Precise, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. DC Precise says perfecting their weapons while pumping the pharmaceutical complex. Yeah, big facts. Let's see what else they got. Let's see what else they got for us over here. Let me see. And in something that sounds like it's out of a horror movie, their eyes turned completely white the day before they died. Oh, that's nice. They just really needed to add that in there, huh? Just to make everybody feel great. Researchers noted it was a surprisingly rapid death rate and noted this underscores a spillover risk of GXP2V into humans. That's nice. Again, I'm still trying to figure out why somebody was bored and decided that making this would be a good idea. Because when it comes to this kind of stuff, you know, you're not allowed to make theories about it. You're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to speculate. They've already set the guidelines on that. If you do that, you know what I'm saying, they get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 17 likes and we got 26 people watching. And if everybody could smash that like button and get us to 40, that'd be great. So let's see what else they're saying here. So now here it says the deadly virus is a mutated version of a C19 cousin that was reportedly discovered in Malaysian pangolins in 2017, 3 years before the pandemic. Now here goes the question, how did it mutate? How did it mutate? Why are researchers playing around with this in the lab? How did the United States know about it? What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? So let's see what else they talking about. So now next it says this study left many scientists horrified, including Dr. Gennady Galinsky, a retired professor at Stanford, who wrote, "This madness must be stopped before it's too late." You think? You think? So now here it says in a Wuhan-esque study, Chinese scientists are experimenting with a mutant C19 strain that is 100% lethal to humanized mice. Now, my question is, what is it that they're trying to get out of this? What are they trying to figure out from this? You know what I'm saying? What's the end game here? What's the end goal here? What are we doing? The deadly virus known as GXP2V attacked the brains of mice that were engineered to reflect the genetic makeup of people, according to a study shared at least weeks out of Beijing. So now it attacks the brain. To me, what it sounds like a lot of entities are trying to manufacture their own personal zombie apocalypse. Shout out to Lloyd Scott 9. What's good with it, bro? Would you guys agree? What it sounds like is that a lot of these places, a lot of these people, for whatever reason, who knows why, are trying to jumpstart their own zombie apocalypse. Now, this version of this mutated C19 virus, it attacks your brain. Now, shout out to all of us. We all live here in the United States. We live around these people. There's not a lot of people in the United States that have a lot of brain to lose. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people around here got a lot of brain to lose. So this is especially dangerous. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. This underscores a spillover risk, all right? This underscores a spillover risk of GX2P2V into humans and provides a unique model for understanding the pathogenic mechanisms of SARS-CoV-2 related viruses, the author wrote. If the study is increasing the spillover risk, I don't understand. I think that's more of a risk. You know what I'm saying? That would say to kind of stop doing this. You know what I mean? The deadly virus, all right, so check this out here. The deadly virus is a mutated version of GX2017, a C19 cousin that was reportedly discovered in Malaysian pangolins in 2017, 3 years before the pandemic. Pangolins, also called scaly anteaters, are mammals found in warm areas of the planet. All the mice that were infected with this virus died within just 8 days, which researchers noted was a surprisingly rapid death rate. Okay. Look at this. This is the lab they working in. They got these people looking like an old school crazy movie. The blow up the outfits. You know what I'm saying? They got the boots on. How you even get in and how do you even get in and out of some clothes like that? You need to find another job if they got you wearing stuff like that at your job. Ain't no way in hell. They got to get air inflated into their clothes and be stuck to a damn tube. Man, I'm so good on that. How many of y'all would work at a place like that? If y'all would work at a place like that, give me a thumbs up. If you wouldn't, give me a thumbs down. I'm definitely not working at no place like that. And on top of it, if somebody poke a hole in that suit, you about to get something that's gonna turn your eyes white and eat your brain and delete you in 8 days, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good on it. This looked like an old school Godzilla movie or something. This looked like an old school movie. I'm waiting for the words to just come across the bottom of the screen when they start talking. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says GXP2V had infected lungs, bones, eyes, tracheas, and the brains of dead mice, the last of which was severely enough to ultimately cause death of the animals. In the days before their deaths, the mice had quickly lost weight, exhibited a hunched posture, and moved extremely sluggish. Most eerie of all, their eyes turned completely white the day before they died. I bet you them people in that lab was looking like they was about crazy and scared and running around and bumping into each other with those blimp outfits on. Now look at this. You guys see this? Y'all want to look at this article right here? It says Dr. Fauci deserves to go to prison over dishonesty on C19 origins. Rand Paul said. Now, this article here was published on January 14th of 2024. And we got a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? So if that's something that y'all want to look into, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't want to look into it, give me a thumbs down. Got plenty of other content that we could talk about, so it ain't no thing if y'all don't want to look at it. But I got this feeling that y'all do. Oh, Val ain't trying to look at it. She said nope. That's what's good, because we all know what was up with that. But you know, it's always good to look at this kind of stuff. But it's up to y'all. Although terrifying, the study is the first of its kind to report a 100% mortality in mice infected by the C19 related virus, far surpassing previously reported results from another study, the researchers wrote. More importantly, the results of the study do not indicate how it would affect human beings. Now, let me ask you guys this question. What are your thoughts on how it would affect human beings? Do you all think that there would be similar effects in human beings to the effects that we are seeing in the mice? If you guys think that there would be similar effects in the humans as to what we're seeing in the mice, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. Francis Belloc, an epidemiology expert at University College London's Genetics Institute, slammed the research as terrible and scientifically totally pointless. Yeah, I agree. Not to mention risky for no reason. Like the whatever kind of return that you would get from this does not exceed the risk that this poses. Like, oh, no, you didn't want to work in the lab. Okay, bet. All right, we'll check out that next article then. I can see nothing of vague interest that could be learned from forcing a weird breed of humanized mice with a random virus. Force infecting a weird breed of humanized mice with a random virus. Now, what I find interesting, right, is that despite the fact that this article is about the virus, I find the fact that they have quote unquote humanized mice weird. Like, that's weird. It's just that the virus is so stunning, nobody goes back and says, well, why are there humanized mice? How did those get there? The preprint does not specify the biosafety level and biosafety precautions used for the research, he continued. The absence of this information raises the concerning possibility that part or all of this research, like the research in Wuhan in 2016 and 2019 that likely caused the C-19 pandemic, recklessly was performed without the minimum biosafety, contaminant, and practices essential for research with potential pandemic pathogens. Rutgers University professor of chemistry and chemical biology, Richard H. Ebright, backed up Bullock's concern. In a word, concur. Dr. Gennady Galinsky, a retired professor of medicine at Stanford, wrote, "This madness must be stopped before it's too late." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's, yeah, I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree 100%. The 2024 study does not appear to have had any ties with China's Wuhan Institute of Virology, which was the center of the lab leak theories surrounding the C-19 pandemic. U.S. intelligence agencies over the summer found no direct evidence that the lab leaked the C-19 virus, though they did not rule out the possibility that the virus came from a different one. The origin of the C-19 is still unclear. To who is the question? You're not allowed to say certain things. You know what I'm saying? When you're not allowed to say certain things, it makes, discussions and trying to figure certain things out, it makes that real difficult. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate each and every one of you all. If you have not smashed that like button, please take a moment and smash that like button. If you have smashed that like button, please make sure you hit some of those emojis at the bottom of the screen next to where you send chats at. We got 31 people watching and we got 24 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 50, that would be great. Dr. Fauci deserves to go to prison over dishonesty on C-19 origins. Now, what do you guys think? If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with that, give me a thumbs down. What do you guys think? Do you all think that Dr. Fauci was dishonest? Or was Dr. Fauci telling the truth? Let me see. Hold on real quick. You guys see, this is what this stuff does. It's taking forever to load. Then once it finally loads, it'll be some ads. You see it saying loading ad. Okay, come on now. Come on now. Let's go. There we go. Now we finally got the ad up there. All right. Now they put the longest time on there. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to wait for this. All right, now. There we go. Let's get it. All right, let's see what they're talking about now.
Times during closed-door testimony yesterday, he told lawmakers that he did not recall important information and conversations relevant to the origins of COVID-19 and the U.S. pandemic response that he presided over. Senator Paul.
Who does that remind you of? Kind of reminds you of Bill Clinton a little bit. I don't recall. And then he gets into the definition of what is gain of function is. What is the definition of gain of function? Everything's parsing words when he can remember. And most of the time, if it's an important question, he can't remember. But he did admit that, you know what? He approved all of the research, but he didn't read or review any of it. And he doesn't know how or what process there is for having oversight for foreign research, like the research that went on in Wuhan. It's amazing.
All right, so there's that. So now you guys recall, if you watch some of the older videos on here, and you can do that by accessing the cards that appear as you watch the replays or through the playlists, you'll see we covered that Rand Paul Senate hearing with Dr. Fauci extensively. At one point, YouTube had struck the channel and removed one of the videos that we put up, and we were able to fight and successfully get it reinstalled onto the channel. Shout out to Carla. What's good with it, Carla? Okay. So now here it says Dr. Fauci should go to prison for mishandling the C-19 pandemic and making the worst decision ever made by a public health official in the history of time regarding the origins of the deadly outbreak, Senator Rand Paul charged on Sunday. Paul, a Kentucky Republican and an eye doctor, has repeatedly clashed with Fauci over mask wearing, lockdowns, and other emergency measures ordered and recommended by the then director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. History should judge him as a deficient person who made one of the worst decisions in public health history in the entire history of the world, Paul said of the former chief White House medical advisor during an interview on WABC 770 AM's The Cat's Roundtable. The senator ripped Slipshood Fauci, holding him culpable for research done in Wuhan, China lab, which Paul believes triggered the viral outbreak. For his dishonesty, frankly, he should go to prison, Paul told WABC host John Katsimadis. Do you think the scientific knowledge that was gained from this research was worth the deaths of 20 million people? And we got to ask that same question about what's going on with that mutated version. Would you guys agree? We gotta ask the same question of what's going on with that mutated version. The Government Accountability Office issued a report in June of 2023 that found the National Institute of Health had contributed more than 1.4 million to Chinese research institutions between 2014 and 2019, despite serious biosafety concerns, including at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. So now, why did this take place here? What's this all about? The Government Accountability Office issued a report in June of 2023 that found that the National Institute of Health had contributed more than $1.4 million to Chinese research institutions between 2014 and 2019, despite serious biosafety concerns, including at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. My question, you guys, is why did they give that much money? Why did the United States government give the Chinese government that much money, knowing that they were experimenting around with some nonsense that they didn't have no business experimenting around with? Now, I want to ask you guys a question, right? And you guys can, put your thoughts in the comment section. Who do you all feel should be held 100% accountable for this situation? Who's to blame for the Wuhan crisis? Who's to blame for the C-19 crisis? As soon as this stuff started happening, I had said it a long time ago, they should have shut down the border. As soon as you see something like this going on, don't let people from over there or anywhere come to the United States. Lock it down. But that's not what happened, though. I think they were kind of laxed during this time. What do you guys think? I definitely think that they were a little bit laxed. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Fauci previously denied in testimony to Congress that the NIH had funded risky gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab, the area where the pandemic began in 2019. So now here's my question when it comes to Fauci, right? Because like I said, all of the interviews, him and Rand Paul going back and forth, it's all up on the channel, right? So my question for you guys is, how do you go from you don't know anything to you do know something, and then you go back and forth between the two? I don't know nothing. I do know something. I don't know nothing, and I do know something. But what's about to happen is I'm about to control when I do know something, and I'm going to control also when I don't know something. How's that work? Like, do that make any sense? That's what Dr. Fauci has been doing in all of these interviews. And what's crazy about it is that, like, we just sit here and watch, and like they let this dude get away with it. It's wild. Now, Rand Paul been all over him, right? We know that Rand Paul has been on his case. Rand Paul been on his tail since the beginning of the C-19 pandemic. But for the most part, everybody else has been letting him slide. And then, in addition to letting him slide, you got social media on your back, where if you're even talking about these things, they're getting rid of your channel. They're shutting you down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. Lloyd Sky 9 said the Chinese government. Shout out to Phil. Phil said WHO. If you guys agree with them, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, then give me a thumbs down. I agree with those. I agree with those. And that's facts, Shamika. Shamika says the U.S. has biolabs in Africa. These MFers are trying to delete as many black people as they can. Big facts. Big facts. So now here it says, Paul said he was startled that the Democrats still treat the nation's former infectious disease chief as a medical messiah and protect him as a quote-unquote symbol of big government. He's never been held responsible, the senator said. And I agree. You know, when it comes to criticism of how C-19 was managed, it's rare that, unless you're listening to strictly conservative or independent media, it's rarely that you hear anybody even bring up Dr. Fauci. In most cases, you know, people are talking about, you know, Trump, or people talk about Biden. People talk about how the individual states dealt with C-19, whether they, you know, maintained open economies or if they did lockdowns. But you don't never hear, you know what I'm saying, about how it was handled by everybody else, including Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci is rarely on the chopping block for any of this, which is interesting. You don't know anybody from the WHO or from the CDC's name. How many people from the CDC's name do you know? How many people that made decisions from the CDC can people name or talk about at dinner? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Win Loser Rug. What's good with it, bro? So now here says Fauci, the top pandemic medical advisor to two presidents, testified privately last week before the House Select Subcommittee on the coronavirus. The chairman of the committee, Representative Brad Winstrup, has said he was surprised how frequently Fauci said he didn't recall decisions or circumstances during the early days of the outbreak that killed 1.1 million Americans. Now, why do you guys think that he's answering like that? Why do you guys think that Dr. Fauci is answering those questions like that? There's definitely a reason. You know what I'm saying? Paul pounced on the 83-year-old Fauci of not being able to respond to questions over 100 times. Now, he's making decisions, and these decisions left a lasting impression on the nation. You mean to tell me that you don't know what was going on? You don't know what you were doing? You know what I'm saying? Bro, you don't know what you were doing? Seriously? A guy that's smart enough to think that he can shut down the schools, shut down the economy, force everybody to get the juice, including children, including people who have already had C-19, including the military. We had mandates everywhere, and he was all for them. Yet he can't recall how the decision-making went or what the science is to support this, Paul said on Sunday. That is a valid criticism. That is a very, very valid criticism. These are world-changing events that will probably be remembered for the foreseeable history of the world. And Dr. Fauci was the leader of them all. And he don't remember nothing. I don't remember nothing. I don't remember nothing. You know what I'm saying? Really, bro? You don't remember nothing? That's crazy. The fact that you don't remember nothing, that means that the person who appointed you to that position or the person that gave you that position, that person needs to be having a little bit of criticism too, because how do you hire somebody that's incompetent with a short-term memory worse than somebody that smokes a full stuffed blunt of 99% THC weed every damn day? Dr. Fauci sitting up here with that memory acting like he smokes a blunt that's stuffed with a twomp of White Widow and Gorilla Glue, hybrid, mixed, every damn time he walks outside for a smoke break. Your memory is really that bad and you were able to complete medical school? Your memory is really that bad and you're able to memorize the protocols that you should be basing your decision making on? Or did you just start to have a sudden health decline and, you know, now you're dealing with early onset dementia and you're having trouble with your memory? Which one is it? Which one is it? Somebody make it make sense. So now here it says he poked Fauci for saying he approved all the research at Wuhan labs, but didn't read it. It looked like the virus came from the lab, but the lab was only able to function because the U.S. funded it and Anthony approved all of it, Paul said. Why was the U.S. Listen, if China is one of your political enemies, why are you working with China and approving funding for them to work on some type of deadly virus? Like, why would you do that? That's, to me, not a strategically wise decision. And how come nobody's questioning why that decision was made in the first place? That was a bad decision. Would you guys agree? That was a really bad decision. That was a horrible decision. The hell is wrong with you? Who does it? Why would you do it? What was the motivation? Who authorized it? What made you think that that was a good idea? What kind of process did you go through to evaluate the costs and the benefits and the risks and go on and tell yourself, you know what? This is a great idea. It don't get no better than this. We about to go ahead and do it. Why would anybody in their right mind think that this is a good idea? You know what I'm saying? This is probably the worst decision ever made by a public health official of time. Fauci could not be reached for comment. I mean, he probably forgot how to comment. I don't know how to do that. Can somebody remind me? You know, he got that New York accent. Can somebody remind me how to comment? I don't remember how to comment. What happened at the Wuhan lab? I don't remember. What's your name? I don't remember. Like, you can't make this up. At what point do we test the I don't remember part? During last week's I wonder how much of Joe Biden's presidency will he remember? If you think that Joe Biden will remember any of his presidency, I guarantee you he'll remember all of the good parts. Now, when it comes to the good parts, man, Joe Biden memory gonna be like he takes 20 milligrams of ginkgo biloba 3 times a day. But when it comes to remembering the bad parts, man, Joe Biden ain't gonna be able to recite anything. He ain't gonna be able to recite nothing. Shout out to you, Law. What's good with it, bro? He ain't gonna be able to recite nothing. I don't remember any of that. Yeah, you do. Yeah, your ass do. He a damn lie. During last week's House testimony, Fauci spoke of a new definition of operational gain of function research, a phrase that often describes experiments that make viruses more contagious and virulent. Now, shout out to you, Law. Shout out to Carla. Shout out to Val. Shout out to everybody that's been around. Do you all remember when we were reacting to those videos from Project Veritas? And we were reacting to the exchanges in the Senate hearings between Fauci and Rand Paul. If you guys remember that, if you were around back then, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't remember that, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says Representative Debbie Dingle, which is an interesting last name, Debbie Dingleberry, told reporters afterwards that Fauci had referred to his operational definition when discussing his prior high-profile clashes with Paul over the topic in 2021 hearings. The House subcommittee is also probing influence Fauci may have had over the U.S. intelligence community about the origin of the pandemic after a whistleblower, look at this, a whistleblower alleged that the NIAID director secretly visited the CIA headquarters in an attempt to influence analysts who were later unable to determine whether SARS-CoV-2 leaked from a lab or whether it was transmitted from animals to human. So now I want to ask you guys, how viable do you think that this theory here is? If you guys think that this theory is pretty viable, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that is viable, then give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 40 people in here watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that bell. If you are subscribed, make sure you hit those emojis. If you haven't, smash the like button. Smash that like button. Let's try to get us to 60 likes. Okay. Fauci declined to respond to the Post questions last week about the whistleblower's claim as he arrived for his interview. He also did not stop to talk as he left the interview room last Monday evening. All right, so Fauci's keeping kind of quiet. Now, one thing that he did remember is that he had the right to remain silent. He didn't forget about that, now did he? Little shady ass didn't forget about his right to remain silent. I remembered that one. You know what I'm saying? So now you guys know about this new and improved and double strength version of C19 that they've been, looking into. Now, how many people have heard of Disease X? If you all have heard of Disease X, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't heard of Disease X, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to my man Moxie Approved. I was watching the live stream that Moxie Approved did. I was watching the replay because I wasn't able to make the actual stream. And he had actually brought up Disease X. Now, I don't know if anybody was aware, but Alex Jones was talking about Disease X like a long time ago. Back when InfoWars was still on social media platforms, Alex Jones was talking about Disease X. You can't find none of the content anymore because they got rid of all of his old, live streams and all of his, platforms. They, just got rid of all of that. But he's been talking about Disease X. And now the conversation about Disease X is picking up. And guess what? That's what we got this channel for. We're going to be talking about it over here as well. So if you guys see any info about Disease X, y'all know what to do. Make sure that you're subscribed to my social media and also make sure that you're a part of the Discord and drop it as many places as you can or tag me where you can. And I know I'm horrible at answering on social media and I'm horrible at, being around on social media, but I will definitely try to keep up with it. I will try. I want you guys to know that I'm always constantly trying to do these things that I promise that I'm going to do. I don't just not do them on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I do them because I don't do them because it's just not something that's routine to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really be on any social media other than YouTube or like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Once in a blue moon, I get on there. You know what I'm saying? Aha! Leonard said, I don't listen to Special Agent Hicks. Man, that's hilarious. If y'all knew, do y'all know the inside joke about that? The Hicks thing? That's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Got more content coming. Make sure you got the notification bells hit everywhere. All right. If you're not part of the Discord, make sure that you join the Discord. I appreciate each and every one of you all for being here. I will catch you all momentarily somewhere else. All right. Peace.
Walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour. Got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on money, that's on TV, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that fake. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for what feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this light. Hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey.